Hi everyone, this is Farhan. Today we are solving this problem minimum number of deletions and insertions. So what the problem tells, let's see. So given two strings, string and 1 and string 2. So we have two strings, okay, both named string 1 and string 2. Our task is to remove and insert the minimum number of characters from string 1 so that string 1 can be transformed into string 2. It could be possible that the same character needs to be removed or deleted from one point of string 1 and inserted at the same another point. Like in this case, you have string 1 as heap and string 2 as p. So you can as see that string p, like in string 2, p character is present, and in string 1 also p character is present, but we cannot swap them. We have to delete and we have to add it again. So that's the case that we can only delete and we can only add. Okay, so that was the case with this, and you can see here geeks and here geeks. After reaching this point, we will traverse both of them, okay, from index 0, but you can see that string 2 will reach first to its size and string 1 will be here at f. So we'll return these, like return these number of characters, because we have to delete them, right? And if we delete them, we can like get our answer. So let's solve it, and I will explain the answer, like explain the solution step by step. Okay, so let's take some global variables. Okay, so I will take n equals to string 1 dot size. I will take this size, and okay, sorry, they will not read. Okay, and m equals to 0, correct? And now here n equals to string 1 will take the size of the string 1, and m will contain the size of the string 2. Great. Now we'll call a function which will return our answer. Let's name it func, or like it's not a good practice, we have to name something good, but currently I'm giving it at the time of interview. You don't have to name it like this, you have to name something which is meaningful, right? And index of both the, okay, so what I have done, I've shared string 1, I've shared string 2, and this first 0 is the index of index, like this is the index which will traverse in string 1, and this is index which will traverse from string 2. Okay, now let's write the function. So we'll have the function as this, and we'll have a string. We'll send it by a reference. So string 1, string at the rate is string 2 is shared. Now int n, uh, sorry, not n, int I, int j. Okay, so let's assume if our j is double equals to n double equals to m. So what does this mean? This means that as we are traversing this second string one by one, and now the index has reached this size of this string 2. Okay, so if it reaches here and our this thing, our index for string 1 reaches here, so we'll have to return these number of strings, right? So what we will return? We'll return n minus I. Okay, is it okay? Great. So if for another case, for like in case if my string 1 is smaller and string 2 is greater, and what happened in the, like in vice versa, right? Okay, like if string 1 would be geeks and string 2 would be geeks for geeks, so this will like string 1 which would reach earlier and string 2 would not reach its end. So if I is double equals to n, I string 1 reaches its end, we'll have to return the same type, same thing, m minus g. Is it okay? Yes. So another thing, if let's assume my string 1 of this character, a current character, and string 2 of this character is equal, so what will return, will return func string 1 and string 2 I plus 1 and j plus 1. So why are we returning this? Because if both the characters are same, so we don't have to do anything. Okay, if both the characters are not same, then will have to add or remove some characters. Okay, so if in case both the characters are same, like here we have started from G. Okay, here we are in G, here we are in G, both are same, so both will be move one step forward and both will be at first index at E. Both are same, then both will go again one step forward, so this continues. But what happens if my both the characters are not equal? Okay, so else case would be working, right? So we'll return minimum of, here remember, here is one catch, like one something you could say, you can do one mistake, that you would think that you can always think that string 1 would always be greater than string 2, like in both these cases the same type of example is given, but that's not true. String 2 can also be greater than string 1, and string anything can happen. So, and it's not also true that you can't, like you if both the characters are not same, like in this case h and p, so it's not like that you could only move, you can only move this thing in the string 1, you can also move string 2. So that's the thing, and that was also the mistake that I did in my, like when I first solved the question, I submitted it and I found that I did something wrong. Then I found out that okay, the string 2 can also move when both are not equal, and string 1 can freeze at the same index. So here how many cases we have? Here we have 3 cases. You don't have to write 2 times min for 3 cases. You can just give curly braces and you can give all your cases inside it. Okay, so what's our first case? You know, let's think. What happens if both are not equal? So string 2 can be at the same place and string 1 can move forward. Okay, so if string 2 can be at the same place, and here in string 1 we can delete this index, delete h. Okay, if we delete h, so what we can do, we don't have to delete it, right? We just have to move that index one step forward. So that's one operation. If we delete that, so we would add one. Okay, 1 plus func string 1 and string 2 will pass it again. I would be one step forward and j would be at the same place. Now think about the second thing. See, in the first case what we have done, we have deleted h and we didn't add anything, we moved to e. Okay, in the second case what we would do, if h and p are not equal, so we would delete h and we would add p here. Okay, so in that case we would do two operations, so we would have to add 2. Okay, so we would add 2 and we would do again call func, and both the strings would be passed. And as you know, if we have added 2, right? like we have added 2 and we have added p here, we have deleted h and we have added p. So if p is added, so p and p both are same, so both these strings can move forward, right? So I plus 1 and j plus 1 can be done here, right? And in the next case, what we will do is, like, if both the strings are not equal, h could be at the same place. So there is like two cases, right? We can may do some changes in string 1 and we can also do some changes in string 2 to make both the strings equal. So we can do one operation that we can add p here, right? Or we can add, but you know, it's not like if we delete and add something here, so it covers in the second case itself, both the cases are covered. But if we have to delete something from here, so we have to move the index in the second character and we have to freeze the index of the first character. So we would add one for that case. String 1 plus, sorry, plus, not plus, and string 2 are passed, I is the same and j plus 1. Here is the overall answer. We can run it. Let's see it runs or not. It is taking some time. We can wait for a minute. uh, Expected output is this, and I can run it again. Don't know what happened, but I'm maintaining the string 1, string 2. Okay. I plus func 1, and yeah, we got this answer, right? I think there could be some network problem.